Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Igor and I'm clinical oncologist practicing since 2010. I'd like to talk to you about the new interesting article dated on 2022 May, and it's about the influence of stretching on muscles, how it will lead to increased muscle strength, muscle mass, and range of motion in the joint. Let's get started. So, before, there were plenty of different studies on animals showed that muscular stretching, it must be quite intense and quite long and regular, may lead to reduced pain perception in the muscle and muscle fiber lengthening, meaning that if you stretch muscle a lot for a long time, intensely, the body will think, okay, this muscle must be, it's always stretched, it must be protected. I must make it longer because maybe its length is not enough for proper function every day. So it will not just stretch it, it will synthesize little small parts of muscles, small components to make it longer. And it will increase the protein synthesis to make it more powerful, stronger. So it will make this muscle less vulnerable. And we see that at low stretching intensities, there is really no change because all stretching goes due to elastic properties of the muscle. But if you do it more intensely, then there is micro-traumatization of muscle, and their body will try to protect this muscle. It will cause some inflammation there. It may be good inflammation. It will stimulate muscle to grow and to become more powerful. And the scientists saw muscle hypertrophy and increased strength. For example, in birds, when the wings were stretched, for 1 month, they saw enhanced muscle mass, up to 3 times enhancement, and hypertrophy 2 times, and increased muscle strength. And also, it's very interesting if this data can be transferred to humans. Will it work in humans? So there was a meta-analysis in 2017 that showed the positive effect of stretching on muscular performance in humans. So significant improvements in maximal strength of up to 32% in leg extension by stretching the lower extremity. In this, for example, Kokkonen did 40-minute stretching 3 times per week, and it was divided into 15 different stretching exercises for lower extremities. The other authors did a different way. Some, for example, Yahata, they did a plantar flexor stretching, meaning their shin was stretched, the back part of the shin, 30 minutes per session, twice a week for 5 weeks. And you see improvements in strength, improvement in strength in Yahata was 6%, in Mizumo 20%, but they did it for 8 weeks instead of 5 weeks. And other studies, they failed to show any improvement, but no studies showed the intensity of stretching. Maybe the stretching was not intensive, not enough to make the micro-traumatization and real changes in the muscle. That means that we can say that because these other studies failed, that means there is no effect. We just need to understand which intensity is enough to cause such changes. You can see in some studies there were improvement in jumping performance up to 22%. Simpson showed that their muscle hypertrophy increased in muscle thickness, and it was only 3 minutes stretching 5 days a week, so very short, but it must be regular. And also we see that not only in the stretched leg we have changes, but we have some changes in the other leg which is not stretched. This might be due to central nervous system and general body influence, central nervous system compensation, and maybe also because the muscle on one side changes, and it changes the gait and position of the body, and it can change the tension on the other muscle. So these authors, they decided to do one more study on 52 athletically active sportsmen. They did daily stretching for 1 hour for 6 weeks. This is the special orthosis. You see, they tune it so it will stretch the back part of the leg, and also the knee was straight, so all the muscles would be stretched very well. And this device, it helped to measure the power of muscles. There is a special detector here showing how strong the person pushes this platform. Also, the authors used ultrasound to measure the thickness of the muscle. Here you can see the ultrasound muscle thickness before and after stretching. You see it's thicker now. So in this work, they found the maximal strength increase in the stretched leg, and also a little bit of increase in the non-stretched leg, increased maximal dynamic strength, and some hypertrophy, meaning increase, enlargement of the muscle mass. You can see 14 before and 16 after, and here 14 and 14, meaning that non-stretched leg didn't really increase its muscle mass. So again, because of the muscles are stretched quite intensely, it will cause micro trauma and some inflammation in the muscle, and the body will try to protect this muscle, make it longer, make it more flexible and less vulnerable for further traumatization if you do it regularly and quite intensely. That means that it's very important not to do only strengthening exercises on your muscles if you want to be strong and get a good muscle tone, but also to do stretching to get a good performance, because even just stretching without muscle exercises can help you to improve your muscle strength, range of motion in your joints, and to improve the muscle mass. And this is all for today. I hope it was interesting for you. Bye.